As a member, and this is my final self-assessment for the semester. I'm going to be honest and reflective on how this class went for me, what I did well and what I could have done better, and how I'm at, where I'm at now. Starting off with attendance, I showed up consistently, but I didn't show up on time. At the beginning of the semester, I was just transferring in and getting my feet in the class and where everything was. So I couldn't really calculate how far my dorm was from the building, and I always thought I had more time. That aside, though, after mid semester, I came to class on time more often, and I kind of shaped up. I try to stay involved. Some days I was more locked into others, but I made sure to stay tuned in discussions, especially when the topics were relatable or tied into real world experiences. All of the topics kind of tied in. The professor really had like a good way of connecting with the content of the class with real life. That one, like it was one of the more like 9 a.m.s that I enjoyed going to. I, as far as my participation goes, I think I participated above average. I chimed in here and there. Weekly reflections, I say I got most of them in on time, but a few I might have been late or rushed depending on if I had work or not, and I didn't really blow them off. I usually use them as a space to think deeper on the material and look at what other people said and how their perspective on what's going on. I treated them more like check-ins, which helped kept me grounded. One thing I noticed is that my comfort with public speaking has improved. I wasn't really like shy to public speaking, but like with everything, you need reps, and like I enjoyed doing the reps in class, especially with the more laid back approaches towards what we can do our presentation on. I like the choices we had to do. I learned how to slow down, be more intentional with my words, and just be real, I guess. This helped me not just in class, but in other areas too. A goal I had was to just be more consistent overall, and I'm still working on that, but I've made progress. I've been more mindful of how I show up and how I communicate. One of my favorite moments was the TED's talks and watching them. And like sometimes the jokes the professor make wouldn't land sometimes, but I thought they were funny. Like I was laughing, but like you gotta play it cool sometimes. When it comes to effort, I say I was intentional but more laid back. I wasn't stressing every single detail, but I also wasn't coasting. I was putting in effort when it counted, on my speeches especially, and showing growth over time. I didn't try to be perfect, but I tried to be better than where I started. If I had to grade myself, I'd give myself like a B plus, maybe an A minus. Not perfect, but it was definitely growing. I showed up, I engaged, I reflected, and I improved my public speaking. That's what this class felt like real progressive, not just grades. Thanks for the class. Helped me reflect more than I expected, and good luck.